So here I will discuss the data tracker we provide in this course. So the data tracker is ultimately optional, but we wanted to provide a resource for you to monitor and track your data as you progress through the course. We just reviewed how body temperature and pulse are an inexpensive, simple to measure metric that can tell us a lot about how the body is working as a system. They can actually provide a lot more insight than some blood work. Consistent low body temps and pulse measurements are a clear sign that your thyroid and metabolism are a little sluggish, which is okay. This course is designed to help you improve these metrics so that you can thrive. And the data tracker can help us monitor and make sure that we are moving in the right direction. Yes, tracking data can be time consuming and annoying, but it is a well known human trait that when you track data, you do a better job at changing behavior and you reach your goals faster. This isn't something that you will have to do for forever, but tracking data is a very useful tool to help us gauge health metrics and work towards improving our health. So, insert the data tracker, which we made a simple to use Google Doc Excel spreadsheet. All of the columns are ultimately optional, but we include columns for what we think are important things to monitor over time. So we separated the tracking week to week, and we include spaces to track sleep hours and sleep quality, body temps and pulse measurements throughout the day, bowel movements, energy, stress, whether or not you worked out, your daily steps, hunger, and planned relaxation activities. Then for these bottom rows, you can include any experiments or information from the week, like testing out a new food or supplement. You can include information on your menstrual cycle for you ladies or general hormonal issues, supplements you took for the week, things you did well that week, and things you would like to work on for the next week. Having this information written down will allow you to better conclude and make better health decisions as to what worked and what didn't. This type of approach relies less on subjective feelings and instead incorporates a little bit more objective data. Okay, so step one, we include a link to this spreadsheet in the module description below. We also include a link in the PDF of the module script. So make sure you find that link, click the link, and that will take you to the data tracker document. We want to make sure that we make a copy of this document so that you can have a personal copy on your own Drive folder. So click File, then Make a Copy, choose a name for the document, such as your name, Data Tracker, and then choose the Google Drive folder where you will store it. So this saves a private copy on your Google Drive folder that no one else can see. So you can access the data tracker on your computer just using your Google Drive, or you can use the Google Excel spreadsheet app on your phone to track and view the data on your phone on the go. Now, as you gather data, feel free to post questions about the data in the private community group. We are here to help and provide feedback. There is a specific post topic or tab called data tracking in the nutrition community. So make sure you check that out. So before we wrap up, I'll just provide a brief arbitrary example of filling out some of the data, but you can honestly do this in whatever makes the most sense for you. So for this example, is tracked data from December 27th through the beginning of January and recorded the number of sleep hours in the first column, then graded each night of sleep from a scale from 0 to 5, wrote down the body temperature and pulse measurements upon waking in this column here. And that was just reported as, for example, 97.5 dash and then the pulse measurement. So this is in degrees Fahrenheit. So you can record your body temperature and then a dash and then your pulse measurement right after. And so, as discussed in the last module, ideally we get some body temperature and pulse measurements before and after some meals and throughout the day. The next column is monitoring the number of bowel movements you had that day, and you can grade your bowel movement. You can score your poop from 0 to 5. Next up, you can track your energy, how you felt that day on a scale from 0 to 5, your level of stress on a scale from 0 to 5. Next column, whether or not you worked out. And the next column is your number of steps for that day. So I think that this is a super important metric to monitor, and you can use some sort of fitness tracker, or you can use the health app on your phone, which estimates number of steps. Next column is your relative level of hunger. We believe that hunger is a good sign. It's a sign that your metabolism is revving up. And so it's not a bad thing if you're hungry. And last but not least is whether or not you implemented any designated relaxation time. So whether that's laying down under a red light, reading, calling a friend, watching something that makes you laugh. So make sure you fill out that column as well. And then these rows down here. So any experiments that you did for the week. So this example was adding in vitamin D3 since there's no sun in the winter around here. And you can also record information about your where you're at in your menstrual cycle, because your body temperature will vary a little bit throughout your menstrual cycle. You can also track any additional hormonal symptoms that you were experiencing that week and your supplement list. So, this example of vitamin B1, and then added in that vitamin D3. And then a reflection from this past week, that anything that went well. So, this example is did a really good job hitting a good amount of steps, 8 to 12,000 steps per day. And then a reflection, what could be improved for the next week. So for this example shown, I believe that the number of sleep hours could have been improved. Ideally, sleep hygiene gets prioritized a little bit more heading into this next week. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out in the community group or to email our email support@armstrongsisters.com.